It's been more than 59 years since President John F. Kennedy was assassinated right here in Dallas. Since then, records from the case have slowly been made public, but not all of them.
Yeah, today, though, some or maybe even all of those remaining 16,000 documents could finally be released.
We're joined now by former FBI analyst and JFK historian Ferris Rookstool, from the Third. Thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it. First of all, let's talk about the delay. Why the delay with these 16,000 documents?
Well, the Central Intelligence Agency has been the principal agency trying to withhold the bulk of this material. The FBI has been pretty compliant. We've had pretty much 99% of all the records already declassified pursuant to the law that came out in 1992. And so the CIA has asked repeatedly for delays and tactics like this to the White House because it's up to the president to pretty much put the roadblock or the kibosh on releasing all the files. People have filed lawsuits, and there's a current lawsuit that came out in October trying to get this last bulk of material out, but in fact, it's again the CIA that's trying to withhold these last records that are being withheld.
A lot of times the reason that they are saying they want to withhold those documents, national security interests. We're coming up on 60 years.
Exactly.
What national security interests could there still be in these documents?
Well, that's the curious thing, because I've always said it'd be kind of embarrassing to think that we're using the same sources and methods 60 years later, and if the bad guys, the proverbial bad guys, the enemy or the hostile states, haven't figured it out by now, then that's pretty pathetic. But in this case, what it appears there might be, and this is speculation, is that the bulk of these materials could in fact be embarrassing materials to the agency. And that is when Oswald went to Mexico City in September of '63, prior to the assassination, they pretty much told the Warren Commission and other investigative agencies that they really didn't have much on Oswald. They didn't really know who this guy was. It kind of came as a surprise and the whole thing. Well, in fact, that wasn't true. They were able to follow Oswald and build a pretty expansive file on Lee Harvey Oswald, which was not given to the U.S. Secret Service or the FBI or any other government agency. They held on to it, and then when the Warren Commission was investigating in '64, they said pretty much the same thing. We really didn't know who this guy was.
But again, what you're saying, it does feed into some of the big conspiracy theories
Correct.
which have been out there for 59 years, and we know that you can't disprove a conspiracy theory.
Correct.
I imagine they'll be having a field day today.
They will, but at the same time, prepare yourself to be underwhelmed because, you know, it's the old hurry up and wait situation. You anticipate this is going to be the really good stuff. This has got to be the best of the best. And I would say, having been in charge of all these records for the FBI, it's pretty much going to be very disappointing.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning and for that insight. We appreciate it, and
You're
we'll see
welcome.
what happens later today, right?
Absolutely. Thank you.
There will be chatter no matter what.
Yes, I expect to be back.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
that.